Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Pete on Retreat. Today, we're going to talk about making friends here in Thailand. Recently, I've had a few viewers ask about how I made my friends here in Thailand. My video last week was going over the 3 biggest challenges I've had since I've moved here. One of those is making friends. When I was filming last week's video, I actually got into this topic quite a bit, but once I got back into my room to edit it, I cut most of it out. I felt like there was enough here that if I added a bit to it, it would make a great video of its own. Okay, maybe not a great video, but maybe a video people would enjoy watching at least. One question that several viewers have asked me was, how did I make my friends here? I found most of them through Facebook. When I was investigating moving here, I was searching Facebook for different Pattaya groups. There's some expat groups that are great for getting questions answered. It was in one of these expat groups that I actually found my first friend here, who I still haven't met, but I should be seeing in Bangkok next weekend. That's my buddy Ziggy. We were talking about something and Ziggy just messaged me. We've been chatting pretty regularly ever since, and I really look forward to meeting this guy. As viewers of my channel know, I'm an avid Dungeons & Dragons player. So I searched Facebook for Pattaya Dungeons & Dragons and I found a group. The group on Facebook is usually pretty quiet, but when I came to town, I hit them up. I met the dungeon master of the group. I got invited to sit in for a session, and then I was invited to join the campaign. Since then, we've had some other one-shots that I've run and that our friend Jeff has run. The group's kind of in hiatus now as most of the folks are out of town, but it'll be back at some point. I'm sure Facebook has local groups for all sorts of different interests. And if there's an interest you have and there's no group for it, you could just start one. Yeah, common interests. Pretty important when finding friends. I know there's all kinds of groups here that don't necessarily interest me, but there's groups of people that go and play golf. There's pool leagues, there's divers, and there's bike enthusiasts and motorcycle enthusiasts. There's probably some reading groups. There's some hikers groups. My buddy Darren was trying to get me to go on a hike with a group that meets up every single week. They get a bit out of town and go on some pretty nice hikes. Some of them jog, some of them run, some of them walk. It sounds like a pretty cool social thing. I'll ask Darren what it's called and I'll put it right down here. My buddy Trevor runs a chess group. Yeah, they meet every Saturday and play chess over coffee or breakfast. The Central Festival Mall in Pattaya also has a chess club that meets, I think, every Saturday. And they have tables set up anytime at all if you want to go play chess with someone. The mall also has some ping pong tables set up. The table tennis there is always busy. If you're interested in bettering yourself on the inside, there's a cool meditation group that meets up every Wednesday. I've gotten there a couple times and had a really good time. Unfortunately, it doesn't line up in my schedule right now, so I haven't been back in a while. If you're into gaming, like the new fancy board games, Magic the Gathering, things like that, there's 2 nice gaming cafes here in town. There's the Castle of Games out on the dark side. Its clientele is mostly Thai, but there's some Russians that regularly go there. There's Chinese that go there. There's also English speakers that go there pretty regularly. In fact, there's an English-speaking line group where people ask other people to come and play, and they get together, it seems about once a week. Mai and Coco, the owners, are lovely people. The newer gaming cafe is Mr. Fox's, or Mr. Fox. I still haven't been there. I need to get going. I hear it's a bigger place and has a lot more tourists and expats hanging out there. Maybe I could finally get there next week. So yeah, Facebook is a fantastic place for meeting people with common interests and people actively trying to meet other people. There's also social groups like meetup.com and probably a bunch of other ones, but I'm an old guy, not very technology friendly. I've been fortunate enough, I have this channel, so I've made some friends through it. My channel was pretty new when my friend Martin hit me up. He was just like, hey, you wanna go hang out sometime? I said, sure. So we've had out a couple times, gone some walks. He showed me his place. Like many of my other friends right now, he's also currently out of the country, but he'll be back soon. Matt Splat, the Irish skate rat, reached out to me after watching my channel. Matt's now got his own YouTube channel. You should check it out. I'll put a link in the description. Matt came out here for a month recently, and that guy fell in love. He's now back home right now, preparing to sell off all his stuff. He's got this plan to come out here and open up a little place on the beach somewhere. Matt's channel's a bit different than mine. I find it pretty entertaining. I think the guy's pretty funny just naturally. He's putting a good amount of time into it too. He's put out a lot of videos already. His editing's getting better. He has fun with the music. And like I said, I think the guy's pretty funny. I'm really looking forward to seeing him documenting his whole experience of selling everything and moving out here after falling in love. Most recently, I met a viewer named Dan. Dan's a real cool guy. We got a lot in common. He just got married in December. He married a Thai woman who's been living in America for a while. I know he's going to be coming out periodically and might eventually move out here. My inbox has several other viewers that want to meet up when they get out here. Bad Rongo's already started his countdown. We should be hanging out in July at some point. One of my newer viewers lives out here in this neighborhood. He recognizes all my walking spots. He left a comment recently saying that he's looked for me in the mornings. I've kind of been slacking. I haven't been out here as much as I'd like to be. I'm hoping to start changing that with today. But I told him, shoot me an email. We can meet up and make it happen. And that goes for anybody out there. I'm 100% real on this channel. This is me. If you've watched my videos and you think we get along, send me an email. I'd be happy to meet up. One common interest a lot of people share out here is altering their minds. Yep, bar culture is a huge thing out here. Really not hard to find somebody to go get a drink with. There's also the somewhat recent legalization of cannabis out here. There's cannabis shops and lounges all over the place. At the lounges in just my neighborhood of Pattaya here, I often see the same people hanging out all day. The Dank Cafe here seems to have a cool clientele. Every time I've gone in there to get pizza, I've had some cool conversations and met some new people. Just this week, I met another American at my local bar. I met him just walking by. It wasn't one of my drinking nights, but they live in the neighborhood, so I'm hoping to run into them again. Speaking of the Pattaya drinking culture, there's three main categories of friends that you can make. The most prominent, of course, is going to be expats and tourists. Most of the bars here are going to be filled with them. The next category would be local Thais. Now, in most of the bars, you're not going to find many. There's several local regulars that I've seen in my bar repeatedly. And then the third type's going to be bar girls. Now, wait, Pete, are you suggesting you can make actual friends with bar girls? Tune in next week to find out. Yeah, that's right. I'm leaving this video on a cliffhanger. I've been trying to put out some shorter videos, and I already know this one's going to be way too long if I don't end it now. In my next video, I'll talk about the things you should do to make sure that you make quality friends here. I'll explain to you what a bar girl is, and we'll cover the most controversial topic I've had yet on the channel. Can you and should you make friends with bar girls? All of that coming to you from Pete on Retreat next week. If you've enjoyed this video or any of my other videos, please make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Hit that bell for notifications. As always, I want to thank you all for watching. This is Pete on Retreat, and I wish you were here.